So I have been promising a tour of my indoor gardens. It is finally time. Let's get to it. We are going to look at the good, the bad, and the ugly. I waited because I wanted the basement plants to actually get growing so you can see more than just some tiny little seedlings. Things are looking pretty good down there now, but we're going to start up here in the upstairs family room. Before we even get to the gardens, this is me sorting seeds. I have so many seeds. And over the past few days, since it's so cold outside, I have been getting into outdoor gardening mode. So I've got seed stuff all over my couch and floor. I am almost finished. I think I'm going to do another video on how I store and organize my seeds. But let's start over here. Okay, these gardens have been going for a long while, as you can see. Lettuce is bolting. I need to get a lot of these out of here and possibly start some new plants. There's a whole little head of butterhead here that I can take. There's some good herbs, but a lot of the lettuce is time for it to go. By the way, this is a lettuce grow nook. Oh, and I promised you a video on all the details of every system. We will get to that too. But this is a lettuce grow nook. This holds 20 plants. And of course, now the pump decides to come on right at this moment. Whatever. Okay, next to that is my Garden Studio 1. These were both started November something, so that's why so many of the plants are so big, and I have not been keeping up and eating so much. Some of these were added later. And also, when I first started this, I did fat fingered the nutrients or something and it didn't have enough. I have since fixed that, so things are going crazy. But this is a Studio 1, and that's the lettuce grow nook. Let's keep going. Like I said, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So over here, we have my grow well, which we talked about before. Had arugula growing in it. It's obviously done. It bolted, so I unplugged the unit so I can get that cleaned out and replanted. LetPot right now not doing anything. That one's not, but there's one in the basement that's running. This is the Rise 1 that someone gave to me, which again, tons of bolting lettuce. I have so much lettuce going. The bottom here were plants rescued from elsewhere that are now looking good. We have some kale, purple bok choy, some little tatsoi plants there. And this, what is this called? This is Japanese flowering kale. Let me see if I can show you the top. It's approaching the top of the rise. But look at that. It's quite pretty. I didn't expect it to get that tall in there. Over here is my Rise 3. This is a lot of nasturtiums at the bottom. We have some tomatoes down here that need to be cleaned up and trimmed. We've got some other herbs like my Cuban oregano. We've got some kale, some purple bok choy here. We've got more nasturtiums. We've got Portuguese oregano over here. The top has my perpetual basil and lots of Cuban oregano. So as you can see, it's time for me to dehydrate some herbs or something like that. Let me make my way to the basement. Actually, no, not the basement yet. So here in the corner of my family room, we have my newest system, which is this 54-pod grow well. We will get into the details of that later. I have a full video coming up now that I have some seedlings at the bottom. Next to that, we have a Miracle Grow 12, which is a discontinued system. I got this on Marketplace several months ago. Haven't planted it yet, but I will. And up here we have the new LetPot seed starter. Full video coming up on this as well. I have planted it up once, and I'm going to do it again soon. I think I'm going to use that to start my onions. Over here, we have just a house plant. This is a pink variegated lemon tree. You just saw this in the green stalk base video. This is a Meyer lemon tree, and I actually spotted a little baby right there. I think I saw a couple of them, and there are some flowers here. And then on this side is the key lime, which is looking very sad because of spider mites. I've been spraying it. I wish I could take it outside and just blast it, but it's negative temps, so I can't do that. So I just have to keep treating it as best I can and keep it alive until I can put it out. Now let me make my way to the basement. Now we are in the basement garden, which is what everyone always wants to see. So let's walk around and take a look at what's growing. Here is a wide view of the area in my basement. This is still an unfinished basement. You see the ceiling up there. You see the furnace and ductwork there. I created this area by just blocking off two sides with curtains. And then the back wall is covered in a mylar film that I got on Amazon. And that's basically there just to cover up the ugly basement walls and insulation. You'll see that when we get closer. But we can start right over here. This is 4 of my gardens. I have 4 garden homes. Let's start from the, the oldest. This is technically a Gardyn Home 1.0 that was given to me that I upgraded to be a 2.0. This is my fruiting plant garden right now. So we have several micro dwarf cucumbers, tomatoes. I think this is just the Gardyn variety red cherry. We've got some Gardyn cucumbers right over here looking really good. We've got 2 of their mini okra plants. Under here, some petunias, which I'm probably going to transplant outside eventually. Little pepper plant, not doing very well. I think I took this out of the Click and Grow. This is a poblano pepper plant growing extremely slowly. And we've got some pink celery there that was added late. And then there's one little sorry pea plant down there at the bottom. But, and sunflowers. I forgot about the sunflowers. There's 2 sunflowers in here. Most things in here are looking good. Definitely time for me to feed that one. Fruiting plants are heavy feeders. So if they don't feel like they're getting enough food, they're not going to thrive. But you can see most things are doing very well in that garden. Over here, we have technically my oldest garden. This is Gardyn 3.0 that I purchased 2022, I think. So that's the first one. This one's full of leafy greens and herbs, which is looking really good. Time for me to eat some lettuce and herbs. We've got some Thai basil in there, some amaranth. This is Swiss chard. There's lettuce at the top. We've got some bloody dock, aka red vein sorrel. There is some cilantro up here. Some Genovese basil there. What's this here? The tag says purple basil, but I don't know what this is because it's definitely not purple basil. And then we've got some dill at the bottom and some tatsoi and some lavender. Okay. Over here, you might have seen my short on this. This is a Gardyn 4.0. It's full of bush beans. Pretty, pretty, pretty bush beans. I just noticed some of the little babies starting to fall off. So I'm going to have to figure out why that is. I did a harvest from these a couple days ago, and they all look great. But as you can see, lots of beans coming along that look good. And over here, I'm calling this one my stir fry or ramen garden. This is another 4.0. All the plants in here look fantastic, except this one radish, which I think is ready to be pulled out because the leaves have decided to just wilt. All of the other ones are fine, but that one plant's like, I'm done. So I can still eat it. I'm going to take it out of there. But we've got purple kohlrabi just starting to form. We've got some, what is this? Yellow heart winter choy. Okay. Got some tatsoi. We've got bunching onions, another purple kohlrabi. Oh, that's mini purple daikon radishes at the bottom. Look at this gorgeous purple bok choy. Isn't it gorgeous? And so that's that garden. Okay. Over here, we have my tower garden. Bought this used. And actually, when I bought this used, that's when I got that garden over there for free. This one is full of mostly micro dwarf tomatoes, varieties that I grew outside and loved. So I picked those and some new ones to grow inside. Some of these plants are doing fantastic. Other ones, not so much. What I noticed is the adapters here. You can see these adapters that I printed for Aerogarden pods. I had to modify someone else's adapter, but they don't quite snap in there well. So as the plants get heavy, they are starting to lean over and fall out. And this plant here, look at it, is loaded and pretty, but it was getting sickly because the pod was actually falling out and not getting water. So I need to come up with some sort of trellising system for that. And there's another plant down there that needs some work, and I need to redo those adapters or just not use them. Okay, the top is some French breakfast radishes, which are pretty much ready to go. And then we have a couple of nasturtium plants there at the bottom, which definitely need a trim. That's why I said this is the good, the bad, and the ugly. Over here in this corner, we have 3 Aerogarden Bounty Elites. Let's start at the top. I think that is a tumbling Tom tomato plant. That's why it is so wild looking, and sparse is just going to tumble out. These are designed for like hanging baskets, so I thought it was perfect to put at the top up there. This one is actually baby turnips, and many of these are ready to go. This right here, truth time. I forgot to add water one day. Water ran dry, but they bounced back. But when that happens, the leaves can start to die off or dry. So I just need to clip those leaves off if I want them to keep going. But since these are baby turnips, I'm probably going to be picking these over the next couple of days. It was a mixed pack of white and pink. Most of the ones I've planted turned out to be pink except for two. And then down here at the bottom, we have two of my cucumber plants. Let's see if we can get in here. This one is called a Garden Oasis, and this is parthenocarpic, but not gyocanaceous. I think I'm saying that right. I'll put the word on the screen, which means all female flowers. So sometimes what I found with these parthenocarpic cucumbers, even though they claim that, there's a cucumber. They still set on a lot of male flowers first before they start giving you females. Unlike this one next to it, which is a quirk cucumber. This one must be gyocanaceous because all I see is females, females, females. Look at that. And they are really starting to grow and look good. And then next to that, this is one of my Aerogarden and Farm 24XLs. This is where my two quick snack cucumbers are. They are looking great. I just took a bunch, I think 9 cucumbers off these two plants a couple days ago, and you'll notice there in the back the quirk cucumber has come over from that bounty and planted itself over here under the light and on the trellis, which is just fine. There's another cucumber back there, and you'll see these leaves looking beat up. That's just what cucumbers do. They just do that. The leaves do not stay perfect by any means. And next to that, we have a China Jade cucumber. Look at that. This is my second one that has gotten this big. I'll be harvesting this one soon. It was really good too. The first one was nice and kind of sweet. And we have a couple more coming. There's a small one there. And there is one under there. You can see it curling up. So hopefully both of those make it. Oh, up here at the top, we have a wild looking garden. Let me step up. Ugh. Mostly herbs. There's some mizuna, some sage. Look at this tatsoi. That is huge and beautiful and ready to go. This is red cells lettuce that I need to just get the whole thing out of there now. And if we go right next to that, I need to raise the light again. We have Portuguese oregano here. And here we have Cajun bell pepper setting on a lot of flowers. So I hope to have peppers there soon. Next to that, we have two fairy tale eggplant, which is for my challenge. Lots of flowers setting on there. And then this is actually a cutting from one of these, which is Little Prince eggplant. I took 2 cuttings. I'll show you the other one in a bit, but these plants are huge and beautiful and putting on lots of flowers, and fruit is coming. These 2 little sad things. Little Napoli tomatoes. If you're in the group, you know why I'm giggling. I chose these because I grew them outside in the green stalk, and they were beautiful, and they had nice size fruits. But 95% of us that are growing them for this challenge have had nothing but problems, and the plants look like this. So these plants do not like hydroponics. And then we go over here. So yeah, these 2 eggplant I talked about already. Look how beautiful and dark green they are, and just so huge. I need to take off some more of these big leaves, but look under there. There's some more pretty flowers. Next to that, we have, what is this one again? Inca Jewels Roma. Inca Jewels Roma tomato. This is a short, determinate Roma that supposedly will give me lots of nice fruits, and flowers are coming. So I'm going to try to take care of this real nice. So I get some fruits there. This one up here didn't plant up, still empty. Over here we have one of my LetPot Maxes. And this is an older model, so the light only goes up to about 20 inches or so. I have a newer one that I need to swap out here because, as you can see, my pepper plant has hit the top. I might try to do that today. These are Matapeno mutant pepper plants. And I did see some flowers. I see some on the deck now, but hopefully some of them are taking. This one has some variegation on this side. This one does not. So I'm wondering if the seeds were different, but it's probably an unstable cross anyway. So that could be why they're different. And over here we have red velvet microdwarf tomato plants. And this is the other cutting that I mentioned from that eggplant. First time rooting eggplant, it did root. I should have broken off the small flowers when I did that, but I didn't, but it's fine. They ended up breaking themselves off. But I'll put that somewhere when the time comes. Click and Grow 25. I just moved some plants out of here. I haven't replanted anything yet. And over here, we have just some cheap DWC kits from Amazon. They are growing a variety of Asian greens and other greens that I moved from the gardens when they had extra things in the pods. This is my eye harvest. Look at that, all that green. I've got the fan clipped up there and blowing directly on it, but we have some herbs and greens in there, including some collards, lots of lettuce. Look how beautiful. Some more Mizuna. This is Papalo, I think so. And then there's some tatsoi and beets there at the bottom that you can't even really see because of this monster lettuce. And this is my Click and Grow 27. The top here is fruiting plants. This is their little yellow mini tomato. That's another one of those. And then we have yellow sweet peppers. There's two of those. And I had a peri-peri. Oh, no, this is peri-peri pepper, and that's a yellow sweet pepper. And then this level is leaf radish. There's some kale, a little bit of basil, and bok choy. The bottom was supposed to be all kale pods. Only one of them rooted, so I moved it up here. So that one's just empty for now. Then we have the big boy over here. Lettuce Grow farm stand full of goodness. But as you can see, I need to be eating a whole lot of stir fry and greens, and I need to do a lot of garden cleanup. I've been busy and I've been working, and I have not done as much as I should. But it's normal for plants. Like the old leaves will die off like this. The bottom leaves will die off like this. Just clip them off. Just clip them off. The rest of the plant will be fine. But when your lettuce starts bolting, that's your signal to start some new lettuce. I already have some newer lettuce in there, so it's not a big deal. Other things like kale will keep going for a long, long time. We've got some dill here. Dragon tongue beans. I picked some of these along with my other beans. And you can see this plant is just about done. Up there is some beautiful rainbow tatsoi. Let me zoom in. I really like rainbow tatsoi. It's a different color. It's like pinkish, and it's really pretty and tastes good. And we have more nasturtiums around the bottom. Now, last time I picked a bunch of these and some other herbs. I made some herb vinaigrette. It was really good. So I need to do that again or make something else. Or I might actually dehydrate or freeze dry. I haven't done a lot of freeze drying herbs yet, but I would like to do that. Okay. And wow, I actually made it through everything in 15 minutes. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Of course, I always get the question of which one is my favorite system, and we'll talk more in detail about that when I do the video about every system, how much they cost, where I got them from, and all of that. But I will say this real quick. There's a reason why I have so many gardens, because I love them. They're beautiful, they're useful, and they grow plants well. And then I really love my big Lettuce Grow farm stand. Okay, I technically have two of these. The other one is not up right now, but I love them. You can grow huge plants. Right now I only have this one full of leafy greens and herbs, but you can also do fruiting plants in there. I've had it full of strawberries before. You can do microdwarf tomatoes and all of that. I will always love my Aerogardens. Okay, I still have a ton of these too that I use for seed starting for the outdoor garden. We'll talk about that at another time.
But when it comes to my least favorite system, we're going to go with the click and grows. I'm sorry, click and grow, but they just don't grow plants as well. They're simple systems. They were made for people who want to keep it easy. They're wicking systems, so they're passive, but they don't grow well, except for some caveats, which we'll talk about later. I really wanted to love the Click and Grow 25. I've given it a couple of chances. I will give it another chance still, and we'll talk about what I did to that one, okay? LetPots are also really nice. They grow plants very well. There are a lot of systems that grow plants well. Where the difference is going to come in is going to be the lights and whether or not they are what they say they are in terms of wattage, being full spectrum and all of that, and the longevity of the system, okay? Some of those off-brand systems you see on Amazon, you feel them, material is cheap, they don't last but a few months or 1 year, and then they're out of there, okay? So we'll get into all of that at another time. Right now, I hope you enjoyed this bit of a tour. Now it's spinning all around. And I look forward to talking to you again. Bye bye.